I'm just happy with the fact that if this game does go late, we do have itemization paths that will make it interesting. But do you like what's your expectation right now? If you were like, let's say you were playing in it, what's your
Keep him low. That's all that matters. And he also used a lot of mana on Dragon Knight. Yopaj, I want to see what kind of a build he's going to be going for.
Oh, Lotus and Wand used up by Natsumi just to stay alive while they'll push damage with the flat cannon back onto Saxa, ticking low. Fairy Fire's there, gonna keep it topped up while Nico up top. Watson's on the axe and the first blood is drawn. Malady soaked all that damage to allow the TA to get the first kill. Or when you salve against a Vul assassin.
You get no HP regen whatsoever.
Hurts a lot. Tim's attempting to steal on the rune, but pays with his life. Didn't expect the Batrider to shift all the way from bot through mid into top.
Is not that high, and there's a bunch of magic damage that they have between two supports. Blood Grenade also available on Saxa.
This has been a great turn of events. Sequence from Yandex, keeping pressure up and making sure OG don't have options. And Scam is just going to get walked at here by the three members of Yandex, taking down the Venomancer. And this is a game where Panel and we have been saying, he's all right. Rough one, as Nico is forced out of lane by Watson. The TA can continue playing 1v1, but with Skem's arrival, it is no longer a fair fight. Tries to turn and battle back into Nico, battle hunger, and the damage from the Veno. It's going to tick Watson over here.
13 one charges.
He's going to toggle the strength tread, but does he have backup coming? A blood grenade, another battle hunger is there, and Watson refracts up under tower, trying to protect himself.
He killed the snake.
The
He killed the
Scatterblast
ward.
is coming in. Watson, he's still alive, but then
Dodging.
dodges it. Meld in, but they've got the cookie. They finished the job. It took a bloody long time, though.
What a play from Watson, immediately turning. I mean, if you think about it, you could have actually just TP'd out, because you know that Axe players nowadays, they don't put points in the call. Yeah, so you could TP out, but he wanted to really push the limits. 17, 20 minutes into the game, you're ready to take some of these fights as well, because you have your Mantis style, Falcon Blade, Dragon Lance.
They're on him.
I just cursed him, Gary.
Damn it, Stampede into catch. He's got a lot of damage to push back, but with the numbers there, Yandex makes short work of the gyro. Notice after finishing the Crimson, going back into more auras. Aura farming up. Life should be next. The Hurricane up top from Nico drags Jakiro in towards him, but Shiro Jr. was here, ready to spring the trap. A macro fire and the damage in from the Slardar, and Jakiro will take him down a notch. He's probably going to lose his Wild Wing too to Shiro Jr. But Yandex have given up on the go. He's backed up the farm jungle, but he's going to get wrapped around on here. A short-range blink into stun. Tim's with a scatter shot. The follow-through cookie should be good enough here to take down the Slardar, finish him off, with Yopaj getting that killing spree.
Very nice move from OG, where they kind of crumble in some of these 20-minute fights. With the positioning, they see Saxa, he's in.
And straight onto this Veno with a turnaround play. Gonna try and Stampede, drag back the Veno with Watson blowing him up. They'll get the one-for-one trade, but an Ice Path and a Magnifies here. Natsumi arrived. Call down is good, landing onto Malady. Jakiro's getting blasted and the GK will follow through. A couple of kills, a buyback from Malady coming in. They want to continue this fight.
And then you have no Gale, no Dragon form in 15 seconds. Let's see if Yandex can time it out. Notice the first point of contact. He wants to be the one
They've come in
to
behind.
take up everything.
They're going to jump on Chiro Jr., so Slardar's out of the fight for now. Natsumi's opening up with a flat cannon. The damage towards Notice, but he's tanky. The Crimson, the pipe, but he's still going to get blown up. Chiro with a two-man crush holds them back. As Nico retreats, the Flamebreak is there. Axe should fall, but OG pushing forward still. Another Skem Gale and Malady stuck between trees and Plague Ward. Well done by OG.
Both teams are very patient. Let's see if Watson can get out of this one. He found the spot. I hope he's not going to go for the last hit on this Tormentor.
No way he does that. That would be psychotic.
Blink Dagger's ready. He
sees Tim's.
He goes for the
bastard
kill.
Watson. No way he goes for that play. They're all grouped up as 5 in that mid lane. They found an opening on Skem again. The Venomancer wide in the open. Easy pickings for Yandex, but they've got a catch here on the Slardar. Turned by Malady with a sick Ice Path Macro Pyre. Chiro Jr. chases forward. Saxa's dead to Tim's, but the TA coming in. Natsumi dropping low. Yobash turning with the kisses onto Chiro Jr., trying to blow him up. The Slardar just about slips away, while OG, they're turning on Notice, but they don't quite have enough damage to finish him off. The Ice Paths keep coming, and Watson's picked up a double kill.
Coming.
And now they've got the Aegis down. Yopaj is going to pull out all the stops here to keep his gyro alive a second time. Noticed. Trying to cut him off at the pass as Natsumi got blocked in by his own
Oh, he's blocking himself.
He's stuck in the trees and dead!
Oh no, what have they done?
That's a tragedy for OG as Yopaj on the run. Tims, who bought back from this, can't die again. Yandex still have a good angle here. And they catch a oh, the blink into blink. Turn onto the Centaur, but notice it's tanky. Nico gonna back up. OG still gonna get jumped on by Watson though, as he opens up in the gyro, stampede forward towards Tim.
They're committing.
And trying to commit onto Nico, and Tim's in the back on that. Sumi's being blasted by Watson. Macropire, the damage. Gyro's dropping low, but he's gonna get healed back up and safely back to Fountain while Notice pops away with a cart. OG, don't lose anything here, but maybe a jump in for this Axe. Takes down the Centaur. Nico, they've got the TA down the ones. Axe had to trade his life for this though. And
Jr., he's dying.
With Natsumi, the damage from Watson is too much to handle. They've got the stuns though coming through again with the DK, finishing him off. And Yandex lose 4.
But we're seeing a bit of a newer tech from Axe where they are getting the auras first. And now OG trying to potentially backstab Watson.
They found Watson. Start out with a Gale on the start. The Templar Assassin, Ninja just done. Can't escape from that. Yandex get picked apart. Sax is in trouble too. TPing out, no more control though.
Level 26 Dragonite with Overwhelming Blink. By Overwhelming, I mean Swift Blink. And you're going to be having 2 of those because Gyrocopter is ready to get one.
They've got a lasso. They're dragging DK back into the stomps and the control under tier 4 tower. Yopaj though has man to BKB to be able to turn
ground.
Power through the damage. They've got a ton here to take down Notice, dunked into the ground.
And most importantly, Dragonite lives. TA's out in 7 seconds. I believe again in 10 seconds.
And they do have buyback on bat. Something they didn't have with the TA or the Slardo. So maybe now with Saxa,
they need to find an opening.
They've got to return fire here. Watson is in trouble, being called up and obliterated. You've got no TA for a minute and a half. This might just be game.
Yeah, gee, they have no damage with no TA.
Are you okay? I don't think they are. Yandex with one chance to try and hold. 3-man smoke. They've got the lasso and maybe a go here on the DK to drag him into the Macropire. Nico saved the day though with a blink called BKB up. OG, they've done it. Game 1 is wrapped up.
Oh, so much about 2-0 coming up from Maladich. And this Bandig OG, they're showing up really strong at this one. Yopaj.
5-5-14 actually. These aren't amazing scorelines. But you look at Yopaj on the mid DK, you know, a hero to role combination that we've not been too excited about during Blast Slam. Yandex's lineup, I feel like you pretty much, it's all independent lads that hope they get items, and at some point, when the game gets even mid-game, late game, it looks fine. But just the overlapping of OG, the natural synergies.
Does get the bounty rune, chases Nature's Prophet away. Watson being eyed up continually by this Tims-Nico duo. But Sax is now here to return a bit of fire in towards Skem. Already down to half health. Light Strike Array comes in and Watson gets first blood. An important move, but maybe losing his own life in the trade. Nico gets the takedown on Lina, now chasing Malady back towards lane.
Bit of a mixed damage, right click with the Maelstrom, Hurricane Pike, BKB maybe this time around. I think at one point you might need to pick up maybe even Lincoln's in this game. It really depends. Ooh. Oh, they caught him.
They've got the route into
That's
stun.
the setup.
Nice setup onto Nico to get the kill. And it's a great way to stop the nonsense that's happening with the lane shenanigans happening. Spirit Breaker and Darkseer, they don't want to lane head on.
I think this might also be the reason why they picked Wind Ranger. They see Snapfire, he pops the Lil Shredder, you immediately use Wind Run, and you're kind of losing the value stun on both of them.
Done. The damage comes and
nice
the crowd
block.
is there. Natsumi comes in hot to take down Watson.
Catapult did die, so at least that's something, but Chora Jr. should still be able to pump in some damage into this tier 1 tower. Especially if he can pick up some big power rune, and it is the big one.
Perfect one. Charge into bottom though. Skem arriving with Natsumi. Again onto this Watson Lina, trying to punish Watson as much as they can. Saxa gets the power shot down, but Chira Jr.'s here with the amplified damage rune. Maladic has fallen, 2 for nothing so far for OG. They should find the Skem kill, but I think the rest of OG are out of here.
It does seem like they're going to be able to TP out. So not too bad. 2-for-1 trade again. Timmy will die. Chira Jr., they don't have anything left. Try to go for a Requiem.
Yeah, they're drawing that attention away. Super important for OG just to regain a bit of control on this map. It does mean, though, that Noticed has been able to dip behind tower, grab the wave, kill a courier, routed, a little shredded while being charged though, and this bristleback, he's gonna get bonked up by Tims. Another hit from Natsumi gets him a killing spree. Already well on the way to Maelstrom. Like you said, it's down to these tier 1 towers being alive. Not only offering protection, but rotation capabilities, but Watson, he's gonna get dumped here.
Watson just walked in.
Was unable to protect his Lina this time, but the TPs will start coming in. Yandex want to turn this into some kind of trade, but Skem has
They have no
slipped away.
stuns. They have no real setup. It needs to be either Song or Ensnare.
They're trying to slow with the razors, trying to get there with a snare. Skem will be shackle shotted up, but Tims and Nico with a 3-man back into wall. Song of the Siren to reset, and Yandex with low HP, having to retreat. No chance there to Song Requiem.
He has a complete free farm. Mjolnir, Dragonlance, going into Pike. We'll still need a BKB unless they can grab a kill here.
They're on Natsumi. Shackle shot into notice damage, and there's his Prophet. Looking to die here against the 2 from Tundra, but from Yandex. Sucks it here. Gonna turn and try and defeat the Sand King, but the quick TP's out, cancelled by Malady. Sand King's now caught up and pummeled down by Notice, the Bristleback and the Laguna Blade from Watson trying to secure it, but it's the Bristle who is well deserving of the kill.
Natsumi, it's not the fastest Roche. Like, Lina needs to join, and now things are gonna be easier.
They see Malady.
Nico, he's thinking about vacuum.
Jumping in, 2-man stun. Age is taken by Watson though, and the Song is there to turn things around. They'll get Watson out of the epicenter damage. Tims on the outskirts looking for a re-entry, but Yopaj is stuck in the pit. Tims in trouble with the Laguna Blade and the stun out of Lina. The damage comes through thick and fast, and the shackle shot's there. Darkseer, Sand King, both stunned up. Natsumi from the high ground, well, he's TP'd in. That's a dangerous spot to be in. Chiro Jr. will give chase.
Oh, he's slowed.
And the slow coming through, but the surge will get the Natsumi out. Nico and Skem retreating too.
Another one.
The BKB Shadow Fiend's here though. Another charge required from Tims, but they've caught the Darkseer. Rooted and slain. Skem might be in trouble still. Watson's found another opening. Juking around the trees can only get you so
Sucks
far.
against another 2-man.
Another 2-man stun, but they're lacking the follow-through this time. It's only noticed on the front line. Chiro Jr. trying to rejoin. Natsumi standing his ground and fighting back. The high ground dive. Saxa, he's going to wind run, and they're going to Requiem out. Natsumi's dead.
They're in. They would have kind of
Another
ended.
snipe.
Look at
I mean,
Notice.
it's
He's
gonna be a
under
5-man
tier 4
team wipe.
towers.
Tim's on the tier 4 towers. Finally gets himself away. Able to reset or set up team fights. Skem being looked at by the Naga, while over on the far side of the map, Natsumi, oh, he's been stunned up here. Caught on the wrong side of the river. Dismantled by Chiro Jr. Not allow OG to play that wide map. OG are preparing for something down here, though. They've got a kill on Chiro Jr. He's stuck around for far too long.
They found him finally.
It's daytime for a while. Roshan is in that bottom pit. And Yandex, smoking themselves, are maneuvering into position. But OG are already here. They see Saxa, he blinks out. Neopash and Tims decide it's not worth chasing right now. Chiro Jr. will come in, though, with a couple of raises. 3 onto Tims, nearly blows him up.
He's very slow.
5 seconds for charge, he's got no heals, and the damage keeps on coming, but he's got back up there. Yopash doesn't, though. Dead for 70. And now you have no way of contesting Roshan. As Nature's Prophet and Snapfire try and push out that top lane. It's not really going to draw the attention of Yandex away from the buildings. And Watson has spotted his man. Sees the Snapfire, goes for the damage, nearly blows Skem up. In fact, he does. Taken out of the game completely. Yopash is there with a stun through Watson. Has Aegis on Lina, though, so they'll go with the Requiem play to blow up the dogs here. Dead for 50. Nature's Prophet's gone as well. This might just be over.
That's
Yandex,
they don't have enough. They're ready to close it out. Still holding the Aegis. Let's see if they're going to be going for the second set of barracks.
Yeah. I mean, lane's pushed in by Saxa. They go for tier 3 into barracks here. Do we have any buybacks? Spirit Breaker can, but the others can't. It's over.
They really outplayed them.
Annihilation.
OG, they try to go for this strat. They're going to be punishing them at the early stages of the game, but the bid was lost way too heavily. Chiro Jr.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sometimes you lose the lane so hard that you don't really get to play Dota. I think this is one of those games. OG's lineup never really came online. We saw glimpses of it perhaps during the game, but
The raid boss of the game.
Yeah, it is definitely, I mean, it definitely has a great matchup against Ursa. The hero does not do super well against Sand King. He'll get to these Shivas,
is level 3. Those 2 points in battle hunger, the damage is going to start to add up. And also, naturally, you are building into these smaller items, 3 ring of protections.
A lot of damage onto Watson there. Not quite able to finish him off, and you mentioned he has that Fairy Fire to pop, but he doesn't use it. Decides to just die and come back to lane full HP.
They're not done.
They're gonna
Another
dive.
battle hunger, if he gets it off, now they're just in trouble.
Oh, absolutely. And under this wave, Tims
get
and
the
Nico,
creep.
plenty of damage. They do chuck the Blood Grenade back at his axe, though. Nico gets a double kill, but loses his life to the Jakiro.
Absolutely perfect. So he gets the kill before he dies.
But top
Lose
lane's
slightly
rough.
mid lane, but top lane is a bit of a rough. Sure, he's still getting the farm on Watson, sitting at 27 CS. Axe is on 23, but Axe is getting the gold. That's what matters.
Rotated into mid here to try and play towards Yopaj. Epicenter after Burrow Strike. Yopaj is dead. Saxa coming in clutch there to find that kill, as Tims wasn't really able to turn the tide at all. And now they brought the additional support along with a catapult wave to put even more pressure on the tier 1. Shut down this Beastmaster's early Giga pressure.
Yes, these are the heroes that are very good at defending the tower, sanking with the sandstorm underneath the tower, and
They
they're
go again.
going in again.
Burrow into Shackle. It's just perfectly set up. You can roar all you want, scream and shout, but you're dead.
Bunch of summons. Shiro Jr. thinking about using the Epi. Timothy, no cookie available.
A quick Burrow Strike in. Saxa can follow through with a Shackle shot. Doesn't latch to the tree somehow, but a power shot is more than enough.
Even with just these 2 heroes, sanking plus Wind Ranger, it's going to be enough to kill Terrorblade.
OG, their next moves are going to be quite telegraphed here. We'll see what Yandex will be able to do to stop it. They'll go for the Beastmaster again. Shiro Jr. and Saxa pairing up beautifully once more to find another takedown on Yopaj.
And that's what we said. These 2 heroes can pretty much kill any hero on the map. You have enough magic damage.
Also not to be confused with Niku or Navi.
Also not to be...
Or Nico, the CS player.
player,
I don't know,
exactly.
I don't know where he is now, G2 or whatever. Tims slain by Saxa unnoticed. And now we have these multiple pairings that Yandex can play with. A long line drawn by Yandex. They're ready to pivot. A bit of dire vision here. Skem will de-ward it. Nico with Tims from the high ground come in with a bit of damage and control.
Well.
Sumi arrives and the sandwich is there. Slardar bang in the middle. Enchantress has creeps to shove out mid lane as well.
OG's been doing a good job shoving the waves, as you said.
They see Nico. Now Sumi's nearby, but Axe is the first point of contact. Down to half HP. Trying to tank through with a pipe and a big Lotus here. The Epicenter trying to burn through the pipe, but it's a lot of tankiness. Notice, though, will bring in that final bit more. They turn with a roar, and Natsumi will finish him off for a 2-for-2. Advantage OG.
Even when he was playing Venomancer, getting that farm priority, now playing Enchantress, drums, Solar Crest. It's a lot of items that you want to be buying whenever you have TV in the team.
And the roar to jump onto the Sand King. Shiro Jr., he's getting away with a Burrow TP, and Watson's in on Nico. Don't land the Shackle shot, though, so Watson's a little isolated now. Noticed in trouble in the river, though, as Yopaj and Tims will turn on the Slardar, blowing him up to Natsumi. Chase is on now. Can they follow through? There's no more blink initiation tools, so OG will let the rest of them slip away.
OG having a very good read. What they can do, how much they can push.
On Skem. He's been
Can
caught
they
here.
get Cookie?
A bash in the Shackle shot. Cookie back to the high ground. He's being healed up a ton, but the Burrow Strike is there from Shiro Jr. Now Nico exposed. They'll turn on him in a 4v1. The Axe is bloody tanky, though. Unfortunately, the Fury swipes start to add up.
Maybe I said it too early. Nico sacrificing himself.
Our and panel's confusion. Why is it being picked? What's going on here? And seeing Saxa really pop off these last couple of games. In lane against Snapfire and in game being this playmaker, finding openings.
Feels very comfortable on the hero. Provides him with a lot.
Nico being stunned up here. There's a cookie and a heal, a Yule Scepter into the sky. Roaring up the Sand King now. Yopaj arrives. Natsumi with the damage. That Metamorphosis starts to shred into Noticed, but he's slipped away with his BKB going. Another move from the Ursay to the back lines onto the Axe. Shiro Jr. again with the Burrow Strike back. Yandex come in and out, find the kills they want, and don't lose a single soul. In terms of net worth, on his way to Abyssal Blade, which could be that tool to bring down the Terrorblade.
Could be the big one. We saw the BKB from Beastmaster.
Junior, a little exposed there. Scan will be the trade standing there. A statue watching over the Roche pit, seeing Yandex go in. They'll start to step forward. deward the sentry, get a little bit of vision towards the pit. Nico's gonna get jumped on though. A lot of damage comes his way. He gets blown up completely. Skem shadow shot into a boar in the back as well, but
Nico
now
has buyback.
Now Sumi can open up with the help of the kisses. Malady dropping low. They've got a turnaround on the Beastmaster though. Yopaj is blown up. And Chandra's gonna get poked at by Saxa unnoticed, while OG with his metamorphosis.
Keep
holding their ground. Natsumi. A rush move into the pit.
They can't really just go into that Roche pit.
Trying as they might to find an opening. Ice path to start though, and Notice can move in with Watson. The chain stunts come through, Burst strike forward. They've got Natsumi out there though with the Thunder to turn it. Nico's blown up completely, and Natsumi can't do a damn thing.
Natsumi's dying.
Watson and Notice on the TB, take him out of the game. A double kill for the Ursa, another quick one on the edge.
And that's Roshan. This is dieback from your axe. He's not gonna be having the game anymore. He pretty much has 2 items.
I don't think that was the intention for Natsumi this time around either.
Joke's on you. It was pretty much that.
Axe. Oh, Beastmaster. 2 of them caught out. Yopaj breaks free. Terrorblade trying to open up on the Sand King. They blow him up. Ursa the next target to go for. Slowed up by the Skadi Slow. And OG have found a way here to isolate some of these Yandex heroes. Kiss is coming into Watson. No enrage, but he does have Aegis. First life not popped yet though, as he's stuck around 300 health.
Yeah, they know meta's running out. Notice he wants the angle. He wants to find something.
Oh, he's
he
lined
wants
it up.
the big one.
He's gone in with his BKB, aiming for
He's
Tim.
kind of alone.
1v4. Backup is coming though. Watson from the right-hand side. Look at Natsumi. They're going to try and catch him, but a Yule Scepter buys time. Noticed, healed up. Ice Path looks good. And Natsumi, the Abyssal, straight through the BKB. A monster kill for the Watson Ursa. And this Slardar, who just slides into the fight 1v4.
He found a really good angle. He
Finds
went
it all.
through the river.
They've got Metamorphosis back up.
Jira Jr. also found the Zune Bloodright as his neutral item.
They start on Ursa.
That's gonna be
Yopaj
big
to the back.
AoE.
Looking at the Jakiro. Watson's the focal point, but Yopaj is just annihilated. They turn on the axe, they heal him up a touch. Jira Jr.'s back in to blow him up. Another move from Yandex, netting a couple of kills and forcing a buyback.
I can hear them yelling, Gary, reset, reset, every single time they grab a kill.
Tentative movement though from Yandex, not wanting to overextend. They need that little bit of information, and the power shot gives it. They find the Terrorblade, he's gone!
No
buyback! Oh dear! OG might just be out of it here. Yandex have found every opening they dreamed of. Crisp execution and GG calls. Yandex take the series.
Oh man, they just couldn't team fight every single time. They go in, they go out,